On January 26th, I was sitting at Graceland. The two of us were in his daughter Lisa's bedroom. He got down on bended knee and pulls a green velvet box from behind his back. And he goes, "I'm asking you, will you marry me?"
Elvis fans, now this, for me, is one of the most interesting interviews I've heard, with Ginger Alden talking about Elvis not long before he passed away. Let's have a good listen.
I think he could have had a better group of people around in regard to some of them.
A lot of people agree with the words that Ginger has just said. A lot of people, I think, believe that some of the people around Elvis in his last few years were not good for him and should have helped him. And the right people around him might have saved him. What are your views on this?
And it makes me so sad for him, and it's that wrong image, and you can thank a select few.
And this is when the interview has a different tone to it. She basically goes on to say that the image portrayed about Elvis just before he died, being very overweight, very unwell, very unhappy, seriously depressed, and hating life, and not having fun, and not having good times, is untrue. Let's hear what she goes on to say.
Whether it be some family members or a friend that was put out there, and I thought, this just really saddens me. I mean, Elvis was at our home 10 days, my family home, 10 days before he passed. He was singing, Charlie was with him, he was at our piano, playing the piano, singing, having a great time.
And Ginger Alden's words are very interesting, because this is not what we're all told about Elvis towards the end. And it makes me happy to think that Elvis did have some happiness, did have good times, still enjoyed mixing with people and singing with others, and that things weren't as bad as we've all been told. And Elvis did have hope and was looking forward to a better future.
And I thought, this isn't someone that can't get out of bed. I wouldn't have been with Elvis if he couldn't get out of the bed. I mean, it was terrible. It's just this portrayal.
And you can tell in her tone of voice, she's very adamant on that Elvis was different than portrayed. She met him in 1976. She was a very young woman. Elvis really related to her because she was basically a girl from his area, and they did have a great bond, and it did hit it off with a great spark. We're going to get married one day. Please give your comments on this. Let's carry on listening.
We had many wonderful times. We laughed, we cried together, we watched TV.
It's so nice to hear from Ginger that they had some happy times together.
And, upstairs was his sanctuary. He felt relaxed up there, and we were alone many times up there, unless someone popped in seeing if he needed something.
It's very well known that Elvis would like to retreat to his bedroom and just get away from everything. He loved his privacy. And there were many people downstairs in Graceland that he just didn't know. And you had many friends taking advantage, I think, including the Memphis Mafia, which I think were putting themselves first, oftenly, and a lot of other goings on that Elvis just didn't want to see.
But he would play, there was an electric organ in his office, and he would sing to me a lot on that, and those are some special memories I'll always have as well.
So I think this interview just paints a different picture of how we see the last year of Elvis's life. And I know there's many views on how serious the relationship between Ginger Alden and Elvis was, and if it's true that they were going to get married. There's much debate on this subject, but I do think and believe that Elvis did have some special and happy times towards the end. And I do think that he was looking forward to a better future. Thanks, everyone.
On January 26th, I was sitting at Graceland. The two of us were in his daughter Lisa's bedroom. He got down on bended knee and pulls a green velvet box from behind his back. And he goes, I'm asking you, will you marry me?